I'm correct, was in the easy skins as well, you know, Rattlesnake, etc. So he's had a lot of, you know, top tier UK experience up against some pretty decent teams, obviously. So it's good to see him at least shining in this one, still showing everyone that he's still got it. And yeah, I do agree, Mole really has been showing up, but let's see if he can keep it consistently into the second map here. Obviously, it may not just be the easy run through that they had in the previous game, and it's maybe a little more difficult here. And after obviously Orgless' performance in the previous map being very, very close at times, I'm definitely not counting them out for this one.
Well, there we have. I was going to say that was the one of the closest knives I've seen in quite a while. Ended up in the duel in the end, but it is going to go the way of Heinz, I believe, in the end. We're going to be jumping into this one. Nobody's swapping sides. We're just going to be seeing Heinz starting off on that T side, which to some extent is a little bit surprising to me, considering how when we were looking at Catch, it was very clearly the CT side that they favoured. This time, they're wanting to start things off from that T side.
Yeah, interesting decision, but we'll see how it plays out, and as all the players start to ready up, we will be going into that ever most important pistol round here. So, at least, again, another stupid question, because I feel like it's impossible to answer, but what are your predictions for the match?
Well, it's definitely a tricky question, considering how close the first map was as well. But I actually wasn't looking at the statistics that came up on the screen on the end of the map intro, so I didn't see what the win-loss for each team on this map was. But from my memory, Heinz definitely enjoy playing on Mirage. It's definitely a map that they are comfortable on. But to be honest, I think that's a fairly common theme throughout the UK.
Yeah, that is true. Mirage is a god-tier map, and anyone that says otherwise is wrong. But anyway, we're going into the pistol round here. Heinz on that T side. Straight off the bat, they've got that raid boss. We do see Jenko. He's going to be taking the Tech 9 and armor, and we've got the smoke player, which is going to be Chak, or Chuck, or T-Sack, however you want to pronounce it.
We're going to say all three every time.
Yeah, Chak, T-Sack, and we're going to choke so much. But Mole is going to be on a smoke as well after buying out that Tech 9 for his teammate, and they will be setting up for a smoke A-take. I like this, and they're going to be pushing straight out of Palace as well. Aggression already onto the site. Robin is very deep here, and there's one lone defender. Robin Nasty, he goes down straight off the bat with the push in through the edge of the smoke. We do see some spots there from Fish, but not going to be able to quite land the headshot that he really needs as Heinz. They get into these post plants, and a triple CT stack. This has got to be almost infallible here for Orgless to actually manage to retake this one. What a great aftermath situation, but as I say that, 2 kills going to be going the way of Orgless.
Absolutely, it's going to be down to Robin here, pushing on forwards. Can't land the headshots onto Rattlesnake, though. And just as you say, it's unretakeable. They immediately just wipe out these players. Robin Nasty, the only one to go down in the end. And it's going to be Orgless managing to take a convincing first round for themselves. And Heinz kind of left wondering what on earth went wrong.
I personally don't even know what went wrong. What the hell just happened there? And I mean, first round at least going to Orgless, but Heinz did get the bomb plant, so they will have that money going into the next round as well. So a little invested into this one, some P250s, but by and large nothing too heavy, and the loss bonus as well. They are going to be going for buying the upcoming one. So you can see Orgless not buying up too much here. They've got a couple of rifles. I like the Bison on Nasty. You don't see that too often. As well as another MP7 and even a pistol on Pish, because he knows he doesn't need to invest into this one. And look at this mid-aggression. Robin, he's taking advantage of the 64 bullets in that clip and just rushing straight out, but Robin's going to be able to take him down, so now equalised into a 4-on-4, but it should just be an easy clean-up here for Orgless, regardless.
Yeah, you would certainly think that would be the case, but I've seen crazier things. Pish with a sick little headshot, but Robin answers for his crimes and shuts him down in the end. Now, we've got 3 CTs remaining, but they're very much spread out across this map. 2 of them over towards B, though, as we see Chak going to be the one to try and contest them. He's going to have some support from Stanley, who's heading on up to this part of the map as well. I believe Chak will have just been heard there by Cryptics as he went for that jump.
Yeah, and you can see the reposition from Rom, knowing now up in B, up to 12 HP, backs down off the car, repositions over towards bench, and that's a really nice one-and-done spot, and especially with low health, that's going to be great for him to play. No real cover is the only issue with that position, but they're not going to be expecting it most of the time. I really like to see people play that close bench angle, and as well as the support from short, as you can see Cryptics. Rom, he's going to have to go pretty massive as we see maybe this late B push come in. 30 seconds left on the clock, and Heinz, they need to focus on getting this bomb down. Again, not a necessity, they have got the money for the next round, but if they want full utility, and if they want even an AWP, it could be a viable situation. But look at this, they're allowing the flank back and towards this B site, and this is going to be the split. But you can see Rom, he's fully aware of this, holds over towards Mark, and now the push comes out, he takes down the first. Now they know where he is, so he's very low. Got to be pre-firing this one, he does, but Stanley just drops straight in with a kill. 6 HP, and he's going to go for the bomb plant as well. This is important. getting the money. He knows he won't take the round, but the bomb plant is going to be all they really need.
Certainly is. Cryptix now will arrive on the scene. He's got that SMG. Still nervous to take this trade. I don't think he's aware of the HP on Stanley there. Does finally take the player down. Grabs himself a couple of bits and bobs here and there. Grabs himself a rifle and will be able to comfortably get this defuse out for his team. So Orgless with 2 on the board now. Doing a good job at the start of this round, Heinz. Despite a nice bit of play there towards the end of that round from Heinz, you know, waiting for Robin to go around from A all the way through CT just to get that flank off, like playing it very patiently, but it didn't work out in the end. Obviously, the superior firepower definitely was in the hands of Orgless.
Definitely. And now, of course, the buy coming out from Heinz is going to be pretty lucrative. They've got lots of nades on this one. They haven't quite got the AWP. I'm not sure they had enough to buy it up with the glass cannon, but again, you don't really want a glass cannon AWP on T side. Not really preferable here, as you're not typically holding angles on the T side. You're merely pushing them. And Heinz, they are going to be setting up outside of the A side. But look at this aggression from the CTs. They've got one player pushed up towards ramp. I think that's going to be Robin Nasty there. So a great position from him if they do decide to push up. And meanwhile, Fish, he's going to be running up towards top mid. Open hand, just pushing as the smoke dissipates. He may get caught out here, just holding the angle, biding his time for the kill. Flicks back onto that player, and now Robin Nasty, he has to go massive. First player pushes out, he's not going to quite connect with the headshot, but the reflash goes out as they start to trade. Nice nade usage from the T's, but he's still going to be able to isolate one of them. Drops Stanley, and does eventually get traded. So it's back into a 2-on-2 as Mo, he goes ham.
Yeah, he certainly does, and with Robin to back him up, this is definitely a pretty terrifying duo of players, but it's Pish and Cryptix to try and take them on. Cryptix over towards CT as Robin goes for the fake plant, and Cryptix falls for it, but gets the headshot regardless. He's not afraid of taking those aim battles. Pop flashes himself out, but Mole isn't there to be shot at. He's playing this one very cautiously and doesn't quite land that shot onto Cryptix here. Mole, he's now giving away where he is. He's in trouble on this one. He's going to have to play this very, very well, but Cryptix finds the situation for himself, takes out both of those players, and will be able to grab himself a weapon as well.
Really clever play from Cryptix. Usually utilise that Molotov and then get into and wait until that one player would at least reposition and move out of the site, but instead peeking with the Molotov, the last thing that the last Heinz player Robin would be expecting in that. So a good round from Orgless once again, and they take a 3-0, so a nice start for them. Again, Heinz no bomb plant, so they will be investing a little bit more into this one, and that's where the spray comes down. Nice work from Rob. 2 kills towards top middle. Fisher as well, going to have the AWP in play, and he just picks up one lone trooper over towards short, and there we go. 2 for him as well. Rattlesnake, he takes a single, and there we go. Orgless, a 4-0, only losing Rom.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from Rom as well. I don't think he deserved to die in that round after that little beautiful spray down mid through the smoke, picking up players left, right, and centre. But here we go. Heinz, they finally got some rifles to work with. It's going to be Jenko on the AWP this time instead of Stanley. So interesting swap up here to see what they can actually make happen, how changing the lineup is going to affect things. Here's Robin on a very aggressive push here through connector. Oh, they line up, but he can't quite find the shots.
Gets a lot of damage. A Rattlesnake down to 18 HP as well. And Rom, a little bit tagged, but nothing too influential. They do have the AWP, so a leg shot would actually kill him in this position, but still probably going to be a pretty random situation for that to be coming into contact. And meanwhile, Jenko's actually going to be trading things out here on this T side. Drops Rattlesnake over towards stairs, and now it's a 4v4 in play. Heinz, they found that pick. It's going to favour them. They found another. Sack going to be able to drop over towards Robin, and now the push on towards the A site. Heinz, they have got all their players apart from the one mid control. He's going to be splitting in through connector later, or at least holding these short rotations coming out. That is going to be Mole. They will take this deep A site control, but they got to worry about that one player in CT again. Definitely position from him. That's going to be Cryptix.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Rom is looking for Mole. I think he suspects the player's there, but hasn't actually found him out just yet. Bomb goes down, and now here comes the rotations. Pish, he's got an AWP, and he's going to be able to find a player, but Stanley shuts him down before he can even say, I'm dead. That's going to be Cryptix now. The last player remaining does find one for himself, and he's been playing out of his mind so far on this map. But can he turn this into a 1 versus 4? He's going to have to pull this one out of the bag, and immediately everybody peeks him at the same time, and he will get shut down. Heinz, they finally find themselves with a round on the board. And
Cryptix's first death as well in that round. So, really star performance so far. 7-1. And Orgless, they will still be able to buy despite losing that previous round. They've saved a little bit of cash reserves, and they're going to have the AWP on Pish again, but this time no armor. They have got the nades to work with on some of the other players, but only one Molotov on Cryptix as well, so he's been getting some frags early on. And that tag pitch going to be dropping the Orb down to 20 HP, but nothing too influential here. No kill coming out, and as I say that, Mole, he's going to be finding the first as well. Robin going to be able to follow up here, doubling down Heinz. They're going to find the first 2 entries with no kills going in the favour of the CT side.
Yeah, and now Pish, very, very defensive position there towards mid. He's like, you know what? I'm probably not going to peek this one. That seems like a pretty terrible idea, and I think I agree with him in that scenario. And now just 3 CTs on the side of Orgless. Fantastic mid control. And, you know, Mole and Yenko both take a huge amount of damage, but it's not enough to finish them off. And that's going to be the crucial thing moving forward in this round. Even if you're low, you can still land those headshots. And no. Orgless still don't actually know where Heinz are going to be going with the bomb, where they actually want to execute on this map, but it certainly looks like it's going to be this A site.
I do love this angle though from Robin Nasty. He's actually repositioned over towards the balcony, which is just safer, but that angle could be great for a couple of kills. The only issue is, in a 5 versus 3, you get 2 and then you die. You know, max 2 in that situation, maybe even only 1, depends who pushes. And he can't afford to be down another man. He needs to be able to get 2 or maybe even 3 for 1 in this situation. Now the push comes in, he goes for the first, but that's a 1 for 1. That's going to favour Heinz. A trade comes out from Pishilla though, and he's going to drop a second as well. Massive performance from him, and Cryptix also going to be stepping up, leaving just Sack alone over towards the site. Yeah. And this is going to be a horrible situation with only 20 seconds left on the clock.
Chak, he's going to make things happen. He's looking for the kills, but I think the best option is to go for the bomb plant right now, but they push on forward. It's going to be Pish and Cryptix, both of them pushing in unison, but Chak, he's got the bomb down and he's looking for a good position. Gets one down, but couldn't quite land that. If he'd been able to get that headshot just first bullet, maybe he could have either ducked back or actually gone for the shot onto Pish, but unfortunately, having to go for that second burst really hurt him.
And the thing is, if he landed 1 bullet on Pish, likely he's going to be out, because 1, that would mean he's aim punched, he has no armor again, so he's going to be completely screwed in terms of having his aim on point, and also, he's got an AWP. You miss that first AWP shot in a 1v1, chances are you're going down if the enemy's got at least a half-decent aim. You know, it's so crucial you hit that first AWP shot on Pish, he's going to be able to do it. That is going to be the round again here for Orgless. We're actually resetting the economy, if I'm correct, there of Heinz, yep. And yet they will, so back down to the horrible loss bonus, but they get a bit of money from the bomb plants. They are going to be able to invest slightly, but it's still going to be the double eco, if you count this as an eco, as they go into their buy in a couple of rounds. But just setting up outside of the A site, this seems it may be a smoke take.
Again, Robin Nasty absolutely loving this spot. We've seen him go here basically every round. Again, setting up over towards A from Heinz. This is certainly the site they seem to be favouring. But so far, Orgless have been doing a fantastic job of just shutting this down time and time again.
I'd like to see some kind of fast speed play. You're on a 4 spot. You really got not a lot to work with. But look at this. This is going to be good for Robin because they start to push out through the apartments. He finds that first. The Palace player Mole going to go down here, and he can just turn around onto the site and drop some more. Takes a second. He only has 4 bullets, so he's just retreating as his teammates do the work. Pish going to find himself 2. Trey comes out from Robin though, but the pistol's going to be out for Robin. He goes for another shot and he lands it as well. Last bullet of the clip, and that will be it. Orgless, they take a 6-1 scoreline there. Now we see another eco from Heinz, giving away more momentum to the CT side.
Yeah, and this is a scary situation because when you're on Mirage, this map is pretty difficult to get back into things. If you start to fall behind on that T side, it can be very, very difficult. So long as the CTs don't kind of just start missing shots, it's very difficult to actually just find your way onto these sides. You can get shut down so easily. I mean, you see it time and time again in professional play. When you've got a solid AWP over towards that A site, just hanging out right at the back towards CT spawn, it's so difficult to actually push onto that side. Yeah,
that is true. But right now, I think the more difficult thing is Heinz finding rounds. They've only got 1. And again, after winning the previous one, we thought they may be able to follow up on their earlier success and continue with the momentum, but clearly that isn't being a factor in their play so far, and just 4 rifles into this one with a pistol as well, but not going to be too much of an issue. The Tech 9 basically as good as an AK sometimes anyway. They will be setting up for this mid-control. This is what I was talking about in the pre-game. So important you have the mid-control. They have a player over towards A and a player over towards B, so at this point they can split in towards A and B despite, having the bomb outside of B is not going to be an issue because they can easily take it back in towards the connector or even wrap around into T-spawn. So much potential to go for any kind of split here. And it seems like A is going to be on their cards because they're setting up outside of connector with the bomb and maybe potentially boosting the player into window. They will do so. Pish, so he's going to be fully aware of this one. He has the AWP, peeks back into it and takes that kill as well. Mole goes down, but in the meanwhile, Jack's going to be pushing out of the palace. Finds himself one. Robin follows up as well onto Rattlesnake, and now it's going to be the man advantage situation for Heinz as the CTs wrap back round towards the spawn, but the flash is just going to be prohibiting them from entering back into the site. You shall not pass, and Robin, he's going to be doing the damage. 2 kills for him, and Cryptix is going to be alone here, back in the CT spawn for the 1v3.
Yeah, but he is completely blinded, and that is going to finally be Jack shutting him down. 2 rounds now for HeinzUK. Still 4 down on their opponents, but they're not out of the running just yet. We've still got plenty of time in this half. We're only on the 9th round now, so certainly time for Heinz to find themselves on this map. And with the AKs up against this full pistol buy from Orgless, this certainly should be a round going in their pockets and going to close that gap ever so slightly more.
Yeah, and really, Deagle armor rests them just on pistols with lack of armor, so nothing too special we're going to see from Orgless. Again, I say that, I might be eating my words in a second because Heinz have had a bit of a struggle so far, but let's see if they can continue on their previous round win. And Rattlesnake spotted out in window will be taken down from Jenko, and now it will be the man advantage finally for Heinz, but a very costly man advantage because Jenko gets tagged down, dinked I assume with a deal through the wall, down to 3 HP. So a bit of a dire situation for him, but it's still going to be favourable for the T side.
I mean, it was a good effort from Pish. He tried his very best, but unfortunately couldn't quite land those headshots. So now the B site just about open. Cryptix needs to get back over there because they are starting to stack up. And Heinz, I believe they're about to push on in. It's all going to be on Cryptix's shoulder. He's going to have Rom to reinforce in just a second. Banana in hand. But Rom already manages to find one. Cryptix gets into position but can't find any more shots. And in the blink of an eye, they both go down. Robin finds another across the map there. The Swedish man himself with his AK finding 2 over towards mid across the round. And Heinz now with a 3rd one. And we'll see whether they can actually start to snowball this in their favour, because they've had a couple of rounds now where they've really not taken casualties. So if they can keep that kind of performance up, they will start to build up a bank fairly quickly.
Yeah, and that's extremely important to keep your economy on top of things. It may be easier on the T side as well, but you can't afford to get reset, and Heinz luckily not giving that away just yet. But look at this aggression. Orgless, they sent one player deep in towards the apartments, and while Stanley may be ready for this one, he's still going to have that pistol. Great close range advantage there, but still, his teammates take him out. And now Heinz, they are going to be rushing straight in towards B. They found this short control as Robin pushes himself up, and now the CTs are already in for the rotation. It is a 3v3 as Rattlesnake drops another. But it's going to be the retake scenario. Bomb finally goes down, and there we go. Rattlesnake, 2 kills in the bag. Orgless, they're going to have a huge man advantage. And it's all down to Stanley over in the apartments. He does land the first shot, but Robin trying to trade things out. Molotov onto the site, but it's gonna, the bomb going to be over towards the short plant, not the default position. So he needs to be communicated that by his teammates, but the defuse is going to be stuck here from that CT. We do have Cryptix holding on, and there's the kill. Takes it. Nice defuse position there from Robin anyway, so he wouldn't have been able to find that kill. And Orgless, a 7-3.
Yeah, they certainly are. Nice little shot there from Cryptix as well. Didn't actually... did he have armor in that situation? It looked like he got aim punched there, but I think he did have...
he got dinked through the wall, so it does the equivalent of aim punch because he had no head armor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So gooshed, yeah.
Gooshed is
the term. Yeah, when you have a Glock, for example, on pistol round, and no one has a head armor on pistol round, and you hit a CT from a long range, it goes goosh, like how dink is an onomatopoeia, so is goosh. So I see. That's where that comes from.
All right, never actually heard that phrase before.
It's not very common, but it is.
Yeah. I think it's such an uncommon scenario.
Yeah, gooshing doesn't happen often. The kind of only rounds you see gooshing is pistols because the Glocks aren't fully capable of headshots at long range. It'll do like 96, 97 damage, and it will just dink a CT basically. But yeah, you can do that if you hit a headshot through a wall and they don't have a head armor. It basically gives them aim punch.
Well, Cryptix, despite being gooshed, will be able to find the kill onto his opponent, and it means as well that Orgless found themselves back in this half. They've grabbed themselves around, and they've grabbed themselves a bit of dollar to work with. Let's see what they're actually able to do with it, though. That's going to be the important factor here, because Heinz, if they can win one, they will just reset Orgless once again.
Yeah, and that could be dangerous, because, again, CT economy is so hard to maintain. This rifle's cost so much. You got to buy the kit, you got to buy the Molotovs for $200 extra. It's all these little things, they add up. And that Heinz, meanwhile, they're going to have work to play deep in towards the A site, over towards the sandwich. And now we see Rom just trying to back off as they realise the T's have got a little more control than they're expecting. Very passive play here from the CT side, and the T's just taking advantage of that. Robin going to be trading out that first kill there as Mole goes down to Rattlesnake. And now we will see Heinz, they're going to be committing towards the site. Smoke goes out in jungle. Robin's going to be dinked over towards the CT spawn. Look at this, push through the smoke from Rom. He gets traded after one, but it's still going to be a good trade. And Robin, again, following up to drop Cryptic. And now it's going to be a pretty dire situation for Orgless as their last two CTs are stuck over towards the spawn.
They certainly are. And it's going to be Yenko trying to get this bomb down. And does get tagged through the wall, but gets away with his life. And now he's in prime position with this orb. Actually going to get shut down through the wall regardless. And actually, we've suddenly found that the T's are the ones at the disadvantage right now, trying to find these shots across the map. Both players from the side of Orgless are incredibly low. All he has to do is land a couple of bullets and he will be able to take the round. But can he do it? Yes, he can. Robin, finishing off those two players, will be able to secure the round for Heinz and reset the economy of Orgless.
Keeping it alive just a little bit longer here, and nice, a nice round there, and a good after-bomb scenario as well. The bomb going down for that position, and him just being able to play the headshot angle, being a great one from him. And now, obviously, as you said, Orgless going to be in a bit of a dire economical situation. They got the force going in, they've got a couple of deagles and some armor, as well as a MP9. Interesting buy. It does work though. People criticise this. I love the MP9. I think it's the best gun to use on a force buy because it's a lot of fun. It's basically like a Mag 7 but automatic, I think.
Well, I mean, we saw Stanley picking up an MP9 a couple of times.
Yeah.
On the first map as well. Clearly a gun these guys are big fans of. Can't say I'm a big fan of it myself, but you know, each to their own at the end of the day. And look at this, rotating back over towards this A site, and there's not going to be many people there from Orgless. They've all headed over towards B, and I think they've been missold PPI on this one.
Yeah, bamboozled indeed. But as this aggression comes in, they're going to realise, hey guys, there's no T's here. They're going towards the A site, but it's all like Heinz have no idea that Orgless have stacked B, and Orgless know that they've stacked A. So here we go, push on towards the A site. They finally worked it out as they hear all these footsteps towards middle and their teammate Mole goes down. They're going to take full site control, but a default plant coming in for the CT spawn. This is going to be a nice after plant setup as well, but the damage coming in as you see Rom actually drop stand there. And now it's looking a little more difficult as Rattlesnake, he does find another. It's all going to be on Robin here. He finds the first over towards the CT spawn, and he's got a good after plant to defend the bomb as well as a flashbang to work with, but peeks out on Rattlesnake. It's just going to execute him there. Another round for Orgless in the bag, and a 7-4 scoreline now turned into an 8-4.
I've got to say, look at the scoreline for Orgless right now. They
So
are
weird.
so close to each other. This is a full team effort. And I was going to say Rattlesnake has been an absolute standout player. And I think there's been a few rounds where he's been absolutely the linchpin for the team. But then when you look at the other side of the scoreboard, for Heinz, you've got Robin, who is just doing insane things. Easily the best on the server right now. However, no one else on his team really able to step up.
Yeah, it's interesting. The scoreboard at least at the moment, but we're going to see how it goes because again, neither team able to pick up a nice fluid like 4 or 5 rounds to force his opponent into eco for a couple, you know, manage to take advantage of their economy, and it just seems to be going very back and forth right now. But finally this should be a nice double cementment here for Orgless as they just spray down these armorless T's. All going to be on Stanley here over towards mid. He does have a bit of armor to work with, but I'm not expecting too much for him. Pish just takes him down, and Orgless another round on the board, 9-4. Very default CT half coming out for both teams so far.
It certainly is, and this time it's Orgless with the advantage. We saw last map, HeinzUK were the ones that really kind of took control of the situation when it came to the first half, and they slipped away from them. But this time it's Orgless. They're the ones in the driving seat, but it's less of a significant lead than what we saw out of Heinz. However, if they can win 2 more rounds, it's the exact same lead.
That is true, but look at this. All it's going to take is a nade just to brutalise these T's as they work their way up towards ramp. We do have a Palace control player as well, and them all pushing out could line up for a potential AWP lineup, but there's not going to be an AWP on the side of the Orgless side, as you can just see the spray comes in from behind, and they ruin these defending players. Only 2 left are going to be on the retake, and it's already going to go down in favour of Heinz here. Cryptic's going to be able to refrag one out. Rom trying to trade out towards middle, but look at that escape, just Stanley running back towards T-spawn. And we will see pretty much the round go in favour of Heinz here, as not a lot of time left for the retake, and the utility being used up from Orgless to no effect there. Mole finds another, and the trade comes out from Cryptics, but he's still got 2 more to deal with, and the aftermath situations are going to be pretty favourable here for Heinz. He peeks out as the defuse comes in, but there we go, Robin takes it, and that'll be it. Heinz 5-9 here as we go into the last of the half.
Yeah, we may well be looking at a 9-6 half here, but I don't think Orgless are going to take that scoreline without battling it on out first. Certainly got the equipment to work with Pish grabbing himself an AWP once again. However, Robin Nasty actually glass cannon right now, except without the cannon. He's only going to have that M4, no armor to work with. Rattlesnake is taken down though by Chak to start things off. Nice little headshot from him, and it's all going to be on Robin Nasty, but he's having none of it. Chak is all over this round so far. Just going to go in his eyes as he rampages forward. He's now going to be looking for more. Pop Flash comes out, and Pish is going to be fully blinded. There's a third. Actually, no, Robin steals it away with a grenade, but it's all she wrote coming out for Orgless on this round. Heinz are going to be taking a 6th one as we move into the second half, unless Cryptics can pull something miraculous out of the bag here. Hovering over Mole's head, but box in the way there means he's not going to be able to find his target. Mole just dodging away from these bullets, but Cryptics not going to be so lucky. Robin finishes that round off.
Yep, half over there. Actually a very default half. Obviously, I almost slapped myself on the face for saying we're going into this one expecting Heinz to take it, because after the previous map I don't know what to think. But at least in terms of on paper Heinz being the better team, we'd expect them to maybe get, an 8-7 or even a 7-8 in favour of Orgless, obviously being on that favoured CT side. But still, 9-6 very default, very fair across the board.
Yep.
Your typical setup between 2 equal teams. And I mean, after the previous map, it's shown they are equal teams. And Orgless, they are going to be switching to the T side. It's going to be so dependent on this pistol round now. If they can get the pistol round, they can edge themselves forward with a potential 12-6 there, so very close to closing out the map. Whereas if Heinz get it, they should be able to equalise, but then they are still on the unfavoured half to pick up the equal amount of rounds, such as 6 from 9 to 16 there, or 9 to 15, no, 7 from 9 to 16 there. So good maths from me, but yeah.
I mean, it's your birthday. You don't have to do that. If there's any maths to do, just chuck it my way. You're exempt from mathematics.
Shall I just stop casting? Shall I just sit here and watch you?
Well, it's not all maths. Let's be reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not sure my throat could actually last that, especially if we go to a full 5 maps and if we get as many overtimes as we did in that first one. Here we go. Heinz now over towards the CT side. And I think it's important to kind of remind ourselves that it was Heinz that decided they wanted to go on that T side to start things off. And to be honest, didn't really pull out as much as maybe they were hoping on that side. 3 rounds down now. But it's all about Robin when you're talking about Heinz right now. He is absolutely the star player that's on the server right now. 20 kills and 11 deaths. He's really pulling a blinder for his team. But then you've got a few players over on the side of Orgless as well who've really been stepping it. Pish and Cryptics. I mean, I actually called out Cryptics on that first map saying, I was expecting this guy to come in swinging, but he hadn't really been on the scoreboard that much. Cryptics right up at the top of his team this time.
Yeah, and definitely very important as well. It's not like, Robin's situation where he may be top fragging, but they're still not able to clinch out these rounds. Cryptics is single-handedly turning these rounds back in the favour of Orgless, allowing them to take it. So really key impact frags as well as obviously, as mentioned, really the whole team, all of them doing fairly well. Robin just a little at the bottom, but not too much by. And again, second half will be starting very shortly, just waiting for these players to start up their pistol strats. And I mean, we saw this in the previous map. A pause coming in on pistol is quite interesting as well. You typically don't see teams do that. They kind of have their default set up. So obviously, Rattlesnake probably just calling something for Orgless, going, this is the setup, this is what we want to do. We were mentioning they haven't had a lot of time to practice together, at least with this lineup. So maybe having to come up into a new team with their strategy is not fully developed yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, looks like B is going to be the start here for Orgless. Interesting way to go here on the pistol. Going with those Glocks, pushing through apps. We'll see whether or not they're going to be punished for this one, because Stanley, if he can land those headshots, will be able to just melt through these terrorist players. But at the same time, if the Glocks can get up close and personal, they will be able to do some serious damage, and they've done just that. Pish going to be the first one to find himself a kill here as they barrel on towards this B site. Here comes Jenko, though, trying to find the headshots and won't be able to do so. It's Mole that's found the first one. Robin Nasty comes in from this side, and look at this. This is absolute death coming on through. Pish finds 2 more for himself. 4K for him. The Glock more than capable in his eyes. There we have it. Orgless take that round by storm.
Yeah, but all headshots of the Glock as well, which is pretty important because you usually just see people just get up close and personal with Glocks and just spam them and get loads of body tags and just kill them eventually, you know, with 104 and 12 or whatever. So actually getting all the headshots is quite effective, and surprisingly not picking up the USP as we typically do see Ts do as they rush onto B and get those picks. So anyway, Heinz going for the counter force here on the CT side. They've got some pistols, they've got some armour, and by and large Orgless are going to be going for a bit of an SMG-centric buy. They've got 3 plus 2 rifles, but they know these SMGs are going to be great in the upcoming round when they're up against full armourless players here on the Heinz side.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Chak going to be here with a 5-7 with Robin Nasty having none of it. Mole going to be the last one on this A site, but not for much longer if Rom's got anything to do with it. Cryptix has to trade it though, because Rom does get shut down by Mole's Deagle in the end. And suddenly we discover that Stanley has been abandoned by his teammates, at least in terms of leaving him behind before going to the afterlife. Stanley with a 5-7, he's going to do what he can, maybe can grab himself a kill, and does so. If he can grab that AK, maybe he can get away with his life and perhaps hunt for another kill, just about surviving. Dodge, duck, dip, dive and dodge, I believe is the phrase, as he narrowly escapes, dancing like a ballerina, but will get surrounded eventually. Guess what, onto Rattlesnake as well, he's going on a tear. Finally gets shut down, but certainly took Orgless for a bit of a run in the meantime.
Yeah, at least did some economical damage. I mean, quite entertaining for the viewers as well. Interesting save there, or attempted save, of course, and we will see the round again go in the favour of this Orgless side. 11-6, they picked up the first 2 of the half, and they will be trying to carry on as well. Not saving all the SMGs, but they've still got that USP on Rattlesnake, and it's always fun to see that as well against USPs itself, but he has got the armour to support it this time, whereas Heinz are going to invest in nothing but a PT-50. That's it. That's it. Literally, no investment. They've got no pocket money today, and Robin, he's going to be kicking off the round with a first kill onto Jenko. I don't think there's really even much point casting this because Heinz, they've given up the B site, Orgless can get control, and they are just going to be going for the exits here with the pistols.
Yeah, unfortunately Heinz decide they go for a full stack there on the A site, and regrettably for them, nobody is there to meet them. So now all that's left to do is to sweep up Chak and Robin, who are hanging out over towards this A site, maybe looking for some exit frags at most, but very aware that they're not going to be able to take this round, not even looking to go for that one. Chak does find a kill, though, onto Rom, so he'll be happy with that one, and it's going to be Robin jumping out onto Cryptix, but does get shut down. MP7 comes into play, and Cryptix should be able to grab himself a second one here as well. Shouldn't really lose that fight, and Robin Nasty is going to be the one to pick up the final kill in the end, but now we're looking at a drastically different scoreline here. 12-6, double the score here for Orgless. They're the ones in the lead this time, and it's Heinz that have got to somehow pull themselves back into the game. Rifles coming out from both of these teams, and it's time to find out what HeinzUK are made of. Yeah,
the double scoreline looming over the Heinz players, and again, as you mentioned, the lack of what may be a bit of a switch up here, a bit of an issue for the CT side, but let's see how they can take it regardless. Their setup is fairly default. We have a couple of players over towards A. No deep A control there, so a bit more for the retake here as we have the connector highlight, which is going to be Mole, as well as a player over towards the back of stairs near jungle. And Heinz not playing too aggressive at all. They've got a B spotter as well, which is going to be Stanley, as well as a short control. So a normal CT setup here with a little lack of emphasis on A, but it's not going to matter because Orgless, they are setting their sights on B. They've got this distraction player that's Rattlesnake trying to get the info, just probing for it over towards the A site, but he's just going to get spotted out, tagged down as the rest of his team just rush right into B. We've got this first player on car. He's going to reposition to bench. They have to take him out there. They can't afford to lose an early man, and there we go. The first kill going to Jenko. He's going to be able to drop fish, and no trade coming out. Finally the refrag from Jenko. He takes 2, but Cryptix is going to be able to Kobe right on his face, and now 2 players remain in the site, but make that just 1. Cryptix finds Chak, and now it's going to just be on Mole and Robin to bring this back from the dirt.
Certainly will. Cryptix trying to plant the bomb, but gets shut down. Nice little play from Mole, and now he's almost managed to find Rattlesnake. 20 HP remaining, and Rom finds himself all alone. 2 CTs still remaining. I'm not sure what just went wrong for Orgless, but it is disaster for them. Mole just changing positions there and will spot out Rom, so they've got the information now and should be able to do wonders with it. Both CTs still surviving here.
They can't afford to peek, though. That's the thing, they can't afford to peek, and as I say that, just spitting my words out. Yep. Robin finds it. But yeah, really key round from Mole as well, sitting towards the edge of the site, and as they push on, not checking it, going for the bomb plant because the time was low, and he just sprays him right in the back. Great round from Mole, great round from Heinz, and just bringing it back off a couple of losses here. So Orgless still able to afford a buy, but it is going to be their last-ditch effort as they do have the low economy coming into this one.
Yeah, and it's down to Vexstar now. For those of you who've just tuned in, Vexstar being Orgless. They are no longer Orgless, they are now Vexstar. And we'll see what they've got with this kind of force up here. Not quite a force, you know, it's only a Tech 9 for the likes of Rattlesnake, but you can do some phenomenal things with that pistol. We'll see whether they're going to be able to actually make this push work, because if Heinz can win this second one consecutively, it's going to be bad news for the Orgless economy. Here comes Rom, though, pushing on forwards, does flash himself right in the face. That's going to kind of slow his push down, but Robin loses out the trade in the end. Rattlesnake managing to get one with his molly as well. This is a fantastic push coming out from Orgless. There's 2 CTs remaining, but unfortunately Chak all alone here on the A site as Stanley trying to find his way into jungle, but it's going to be a lot of work for 2 players here.
Yeah, and the first going down already towards the CT spawn. It's all going to be on Stanley coming in from jungle. He finds that first, going to be dropping Rom, but an instant trade comes out, and Orgless, out of nowhere, they take a 13-7, and just having a look at the scoreboard in there, that is the reset. There we go. I was confident on that one. Heinz, no money. And this is the last kind of situation you want to be in a low money buy, because look at this, 13-7, pretty much guaranteeing Orgless 14 here, and maybe even further as they go for the force. And if you look at this, they are going to have a 1900 loss bonus if they lose this round. So that means Orgless are going to be pretty much guaranteed 15 rounds if they take this one.
Yeah, that is not going to be a fun situation coming out for Heinz. They are on dire straits at this stage, I think it is safe to say. Chak peeks out mid and decides that is a bad idea and immediately backs away once more. Jenko on this front line needs to push up. I think the key thing here is Heinz, they've got to make something happen right now. They can't afford to lose this round, and if they do, they certainly don't want to be losing it just by sitting still and waiting for death to come. Pish going to be pushing up mid, and it's going to be Mole to check him, and actually gets a nice couple of shots. Pish goes down. Now the man advantage for Heinz, but they're pretty low on HP.
Yeah, and Rom's still on that Mac 10 as well. Dangerous weapon up close, and again with a lack of armor on Mole, could be perfect to fight him, but we are going to be seeing this pressure over towards A. Bomb as well, 3 players pushing out. We have this one Palace player that's going to be Cryptics, but the rest of them supporting from ramp. But they've already made their way into Dark, but that is going to be a perfect position for Robin. He finds that first. Cryptics trades out from the Palace, but there's still a player. He wraps around the back of the site, but Robin doesn't need to do any work because his teammates are finishing off these final players too. And there we go. That's going to be Jenko dropping the final one, and Heinz, just on that force buy there, was looking like a pretty much guaranteed map for Orgless, and they've completely turned it back around. 13-8.
Yeah, and this is maybe going to bring reminiscent thoughts of what we were thinking on Cash here. Heinz finding that round is going to be absolutely crucial for them. Picked up by Chak here as well. 5 rounds down still though, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Heinz, they've got a long way to go before they're actually back into this map. Orgless so close to actually finishing this one out.
Yeah, it is looking very close indeed. The double deagle going to be brought up on this T side. Could be fun to see as well. Fish, though, going to be kicking things off. Drops Robin there over towards the middle, and the push out of the window as well. Fish is going to have a second, but this time through smoke. Hello, Flusher. That's going to be the man advantage again for Orgless. And now Stanley, he has to do some massive work over towards B. The smoke going to be down to deny this push early on, but they're still going to be setting up for this one. Actually backing off as well. The bomb going to make its way back towards the T spawn. So Orgless just giving up with this. They know that Heinz are probably stacked over towards B after those 2 picks, and obviously Heinz spotted Orgless rotating their players back in towards the B site, so they're pretty evident that they were going for some kind of setup. But now Heinz, they've split up their remaining few players. They're not playing for the trades here, and this position from Chak could be good, but then again, there's 5 players there. So finds that first, going to try and follow up, does do the damage as well. Could back off here, but he's going to continue to take the fight, but he realises this player's going to be pushing right out of the Palace there, so positions back towards the default site as we see these attempted trades from Orgless as they finally make their way with 30 seconds left on towards A.
This is absolutely crucial for Heinz here. Fantastic stuff from Chak. Finds himself yet another kill. Chak is going absolutely ham, and it's going to be Jenko and Stanley to finish off the round. Heinz, they found themselves back onto this map. Just 4 down now, and Orgless barely a scrap of cash to work with. This should, in theory, be another round for Heinz, but we've said that before in this map, and it's not necessarily been the truth.
I really don't know at this point. This is scary territory here for Orgless. They've got to be worried because while they may have a huge round advantage early on, that can just be diminished by losing 2 buy rounds, because you're going to get 2 buy rounds, you're going to get 2 ecos, typically. So it's looking dangerous. But again, that's going to be at least a bit of a light in a dark area. That is going to be Robin Nasty dropping Mole over towards mid. Nice 1D there. Refrag out from Jenko, though, who's going to be able to find Cryptics over in apps. And, I mean, despite that original 1D coming out from the Orgless side, I think this should just be a bit of a clean-up here from Heinz.
Yeah, I would certainly expect that to be the case. Rom all alone here will get shut down. Robin Nasty does find himself an AK, so maybe he'll find a headshot or two, but he's down to 20 HP. And will be able to find one kill for himself. One of the players from Orgless was disconnected there, but hopefully he will be able to just jump straight back in ASAP. Calling for a pause, but still got a minute of Robin Nasty roaming the map before he needs to actually be on the server. So fingers crossed everything should be a-okay. But actually, this isn't impossible right now for Robin Nasty. 20 HP, he's got an AK and is against Robin and Stanley.
Time is low though. Well, I mean 40 seconds, could be better. And the bomb control in the hands of Heinz, which is going to make everything a little bit harder in this situation. And with such low HP and, I mean, instant headshot coming out from Robin, that will probably be a little bit more difficult now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always going to be tricky to take out those rounds when you can't actually find the head of your opponent because your own eyes have been blasted away. But we're just going to have to wait on out for a little bit for that final player to rejoin the server. And it's going to be Heinz. Honestly, in a situation that I did not foresee them getting in on this map, considering how far behind they managed to get themselves. Like, after losing that pistol as well, it was 9-6, went straight on to 12-6, but they've still managed to pull themselves back into Mirage here. And now just 3 rounds down with a bit of an economic advantage as well.
Only thing I find a bit difficult here is I think Mole has actually underestimated the economy of Orgless. If you have a look there, if you just saw on the screen, Mole's actually gone and bought himself an MP9. This is the kind of thing you buy up against when you know you're against a full eco or armorless players. Yep. Perfect to pick up money, easy, very fast breaking, very fast bullet fire at least. So perfect gun for anti-eco. But if you have a look at the money at least of Orgless, they've got plenty left. So actually a bit of a dangerous situation potentially. If Mole doesn't realise that they are on this buy, then he could be absolutely screwed. I'm not sure how he could make this prediction. Yeah, I mean, they've won 3 in a row, so I see why it's understandable, but the last round wasn't eco, so I don't know. We'll see how it works out for him. Again, I usually criticise stuff like this, and then they end up getting like 3 kills, so I'm not going to delve too deep into it, at least.
Yeah, I mean, there's been situations in the past here in the Premiership where people have bought X1014s or similar things like that, and then I've been like, what are you doing, man? Why are you getting that? And then they walk into a B site and just get 3 kills.
It seems like logic just goes above and beyond anything a commentator can say. Because you say something like something's a bad idea, and then it just somehow works. They buy a triple negative on like 4 rounds in, and you're like, that's probably not a good idea, and then they just spray down the round. But that's Counter-Strike for you. Caster's Curse as well, obviously. Yeah. And
Caster's Curse, obviously, it's a bit of a meme, bit of a joke, but
yeah.
It happens a lot more than you would think.
It does, yeah.
When you think that someone's clinched it, when everything points to a certain result, it almost never seems to go that way in the end. But
that is true. And that's why I love CSGO, though, because it's such aside from it being an incredibly buggy and broken and just terrible game in general that makes me angry to play, I do love it because it really does, a lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time, really pay off to be skilled at it. It's, you can see the most amazing, phenomenal clutches, amazing plays, and again, yeah, as we say, despite some things not seeming like a good idea, if a player is stuck in a 1v4 and they have a Mag 7, you never know. They can still do it if they've got the skill. So it's always an interesting game to watch, and that's why I love it. It's always fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got to say, I want to touch on kind of the scorelines right now, because Heinz, they're 1-0 up in the series, right? They've managed to kind of pull themselves ahead just a little bit. However, this has been a much closer series than we ever kind of predicted that this was going to be. Heinz, it's still possible that they win out this prediction. When we're looking at the scoreline right now in this game specifically, it's still a very real possibility that Heinz managed to take this map. At which point, despite how close these two teams have been, we'll find that Orgless, or Vexstar, will be 2-0 down. Not a situation that, to be honest, I would feel comfortable in, especially when they've been playing absolutely incredibly.
That is true, and again, only 1 more off of a loss, so of a complete elimination, not elimination, but pushed down to the lower bracket at least to play the winner of the next matchup. But I don't know, I'm not going to get scared for Orgless just yet. They do have 13-10. They are a little bit favoured in this. They only need 3 rounds to pick up this map. and they are into a bye now. But I feel like if they lose this round and Highs get their 11th, that's when things get a little bit dicey for them. And a comeback could definitely be on the cards here, because I'm just having a look at the loss bonus. Orgless are building up a bit of bank in their reserves, but again, if they lose this, even with a bomb plant, they'll have 2,900 plus 800, so that's going to be 3,600, sorry. So not really enough for a buy, considering they're spending all their money in this. So yeah, unless they get a couple of kills as well, each, which is impossible, I don't see a buy coming out. So yeah, it's a difficult situation. If Orgless lose this, that's, I think, when we should get scared. But until that happens, it could still go their way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have had the final player rejoin the server once again. So the map is going to be on pause, and we're going to be jumping straight back onto Mirage to see who's going to be able to take this second map between Vexstar and HeinzUK. It's going to be an interesting one. Vexstar playing as Orgless on the server, but I can assure you that Vexstar is their name right now, as you can see by Rom's icon. It's going to be a challenge for Heinz to actually take this map, especially when we've got a decent buy coming out here for Orgless.
Yeah, an instant mid-control going to be established here from the T side. They've pushed themselves very deep up. They've got this one short spot player who's going to be towards low mid, just jumping, and we got also a short aggression player which is going to be on this T side. But look at this push. Mole, I don't know if he's aware he's up against a buy yet, but maybe he is, due to this really fast, aggressive push up into T-spawn. He's going to hear this player wrapping back around to the T-spawn as well, and Mo, he's going to be able to catch out one, actually drops Fisher and grabs himself an AWP to play with as well, spots out that second player but not going to quite be able to hit the shot, has to back off in this situation, but no, Rattlesnake instead coming in from behind, going to be able to pincer him, and that's going to be the equalisation frag, so Orgless putting it back into a 4-on-4, but Heinz, they've still done a bit of early damage there, and with a low investment with just an MP9 and a bit of armour and Mo, he's managed to take a rifle out of the hands here of the Orgless side, so still good damage early on.
And I think a key thing as well is he took the AWP out of the hands of Pish, right? Rom is now going to be with the AWP, and nothing against Rom, but Pish definitely going to be the main player that they want with that rifle. However, another kill going the way of Orgless. Now it's down to Robin, Yenko, and Jack to see what they're going to be able to actually pull out in this round. And looks like they execute. About to come on through from Orgless. 4 players here, they should be able to make this happen.
Yeah, but T-Sac over towards the Palace area, sorry, and if Orgless don't check this spot, don't Molotov it, he will be able to do some huge damage because he's just biding his time, waiting for the right time to strike. As soon as the bomb goes down, he'll peek for it, but there we go, first kill coming out. The bomb not going to be able to be planted as well as Robin. He finds that kill, and now it's all on Cryptics, over towards Connect with 10 seconds left. There's no chance for this one. He gets tagged out towards 12 HP, and now he's just going to have to run back and flee for the hills here. As we see another round taken from Heinz, and what a close one it can be. Just brought back in the favour by T-Sac and Robin.
Yeah, Cryptics does manage to find himself a kill at the end of that round, but it is not enough. And, you know, while he gets to walk through into the next round, obviously, as a terrorist, if you survive, you don't actually get to grab any cash for himself. So, going to be in a slightly better position than his teammates with that AK, but can't actually buy anything else up on this one. And Heinz, I mean, you said yourself, if they can get themselves to 11 rounds here, it's going to start to look pretty dicey for Orgless. Let's see what these Deagles are going to be able to achieve.
Yeah, and as I said, the lack of money, no buy coming up from the T side, apart from Cryptics on the save, and he's doing a really good job with the gun. He's already found himself 2 early frags, and while the rifles haven't been retrieved on the rest of his teammates, the damage has been done, and 2 armoured players on the T side as well. But a rifle being grabbed, and Stanley just going to execute him. Drops Rattlesnake, but Ron will retrieve the gun instead, and now Heinz going to be favoured as Stanley finds another, takes down 2 over towards the B side. His teammate follows up, Mole's going to drop Cryptics, and now it's all on Robin Nasty. They know. Well, no, they don't know he's coming from the CT spawners. They just wait and hold for this push. And there we go. Sac's going to finish him off. That is going to be the round. Heinz almost equalised it here with a 12-13. But Orgless, they should have the money for the buy now after the eco.
Well, that is a tricky situation now for Orgless. I think it is safe to say they do have a buy on their hands. They've managed to stack up a bit of loss bonus off the back of that last round. Obviously, only buying Deagles there. And let's see they can actually pull this one off. Whether they can pull this one off, because Heinz, they're 1 away from the equaliser, and they certainly have an advantage in terms of firepower. Mole somehow misses that shot. I'm not sure what on earth just happened there, but Pish is going to be more than happy to take advantage of his mistake. No, I mean, especially if you're the guy with the AWP that misses that kind of shot. It's so detrimental just to your mind state moving forward in the round.
He must have just flicked the last second or moved or something. I'm not sure what that was, but obviously he didn't hit it somehow. And now that's going to be pretty dire, because now it's back into a 4v4, which favours the terrorists, because it means that they can push towards the site and be up against less CT, at least player count. And now they will be heading over towards B. We've got the short split as well. We've got the control over towards B apps, and Mole going to drop that first player, finally hitting the second bullet of the round onto Rattlesnake as he tries to split on towards short. But Orgless, aggression, and look at this, Stanley. This is going to be massive. He's just waiting for the right time to strike. Robin will create the distraction, and Stanley, he's not even peeking yet. He doesn't need to. He can just wait for this bomb plant and just holds off. You can see Heinz yet to push into this site because they know they still have this deep player with control. And Rom, while he will spot him out, he actually gets taken down. Robin drops Stanley towards the back of the bench, but he will be alone in a 1v3, and Heinz, they've already worked their way back in towards the site. Robin gets caught out though by Nasty, and now it's going to be a 1v2, a little more doable here, but the AWP is going to be striking off, giving away his position. That actually hits the tag as well. Now Nasty, he's going to be left on 16 HP. Fake bomb comes out, but they're going to walk right into it. Finds a tag. Not quite the kill he's looking for. And Molt going to be able to wind things down here for Heinz. 13 rounds, equalising. And Orgless, no bomb plant. They may have the loss bonus, but that's not going to be the utility now into this one.
It certainly is not. This is... I mean, how did we get to here? How did we get to this point in the game? It was 12-6 a few rounds ago. And look at that. 6 rounds on the trot now for HeinzUK. They are starting to run away with things. Robin, once again, still at the top of the scoreboard. If you actually look at the kills between the two teams, it should be going heavily the way of Orgless. But HeinzUK not allowing that to be the case. And here we go now. We've got to see something miraculous now out of X-Star, who I keep calling Orgless.
Well, they may be Orgless after this matchup. No, I'm kidding. But a bit of B control, bomb as well. Interesting they actually still have it in his hands. If he gets jump spotted, that's going to be the information. There we go, the bomb's been spotted. Stanley finds it. That's going to call in for the rotations, so they find the second kill as well. The lack of short control, as these players are yet to push up on towards the site, and they need to hurry up with it with no bomb control. Rattlesnake's going to split in towards window, but again, I'm sure the CTs are going to be fully aware of this, and he actually drops out, so not a great start there. And Orgless, I mean, they're already fighting off the back foot here, as we see a 2v5 come into play. Heinz just kicking it into overdrive and bringing this one back. It should be a 14th round, but Robin's going to do everything he can to make that not a possibility. Finds Mole, going to be able to give him a nice haircut there, and now a swift attempt at a comeback here for Orgless as they try and split back in towards the B side. We have this one flanking player, Rattlesnake. It's going to be all on him, but you can see Heinz are fully aware of it. They got this CT control.
Yeah, they certainly do. Chak just waiting for Rattlesnake to dare to push forward. Actually going to throw the flash in. Will give him the advantage there. Rattlesnake drops. Look at this. Robin. He's not wanting to lose out on his weapon in this round. Yeah, I think he's just going to hide away in ladder room for the rest of this round now. And I think, you know, Heinz, they're pretty happy with that result. They're going to be okay with him just sticking around there. They're not going to hunt at this point. And I think that's the right decision, not to actually go for the hunt. You know, hold on to these weapons, try and build up the economy, because the second you lose a round at this point, it all gets scary for both teams.
And keeping 4 rifles means that they're going to have some good utility, at least on Mole. If we watch him buy up into this round, it's likely they'll drop him a gun, so he'll be able to buy up lots of nades alongside it, as well as his armor and a kit. So that's going to be good. Yeah, you can see, good for the economy, being able to at least drop 1 rifle and keep 4, instead of chasing down 1 AK and then losing 2 rifles instead. It's not a good trade. I don't like seeing chases when you don't have a good CT economy. But either way, the round's going to be going now in the favour of Heinz, and somehow they've brought it back into a win for the time being. But this is where things get a bit dicey here, as Rom, he gets ready to go for the Suka Bliat P90 rush B, as Heinz, they are yet to be aware of this mass weapon of destruction here from the Orgless side.
Yeah, you can hear production giggling away at your naming of that play there. It's going to be Chak here. He's hiding away, trying to find an opportunity to make the magic happen for his team, and he's going to be able to start things off right, taking out Cryptics. The molly comes on through, but the counter molly out of him will mean that he can put it's 3 versus 3 once again. We do see one of the terrorists still pushing his way around Rom there with the P90. Here we go. Pish, he's not actually able to see his opponents. Rom is going to be found out as well. Pish still just desperately trying to sneak around this site right now. Will be able to find a kill for himself across the map. Stanley goes down. Robin and Yenko both in CT right now. And it's got to be the bomb going down. Robin Nasty, though, cannot survive the situation. And there we have it. HeinzUK going to be able to grab themselves yet another round here. We're moving on to match point, and Orgless, it had all fallen apart for them. 9 rounds now, unless I'm counting wrong. That's in fact 8 rounds. On the bounce for HeinzUK and Orgless. Overtime at best is what they're looking at.
I think someone needs to go give Orgless the Heimlich maneuver because they are choking hard right now. This is not a good situation for them. They've got some nades to work with this time. They've not got an AWP instead, but they've got the rifles at least, so they have a good chance of taking this round. But at this point, it's very dicey. It's very close, and Heinz, they are doing well. Robin, straight off the bat, this is how you go. There we go. Orgless, they're going to arrive at the train station, and it's a station of death because Heinz are just executing these players. 2 remain for the T side. And Heinz, they pretty much have this one in the bag, you'd like to think, but as I say, that Rom going to be able to refrag back out. Robert's going to be traded, and now we see this pushed further onto the A site. They equalise it back into a 2-on-2. It's not over yet. Stanley's coming in from the CT spawn, and we have Mole actually going for the really long flank. He's coming out through Palace as well, and this could be great. Rom just going to sneak in through the smoke. I don't think he's going to expect this, and Stanley just waiting. The flash comes in. He knows that something's going on, surely, but he doesn't check the angle. He has to turn around, but Rom gets him, and now it's Mole. 1 versus 2. He's got no defuse kit, so he's got to be really, really fast about this. He knows the position of one of the players, and look at this. The game sense is going to be real as he pushes back into the CT spawn. The flash comes over, spots out that peak, goes for the fight, not going to be able to hit the shot, and finally lands it as he goes back towards the A site, but there's still a CT control player on this T side, and I think he's already realised this is all over for him. Orgless, they take a 14th.
They certainly do, and Rom with a 4K for himself in that round. And Mole, had he gone to try and defuse that bomb, I think it would have been all 5 for Rom in that situation. There's no reason for him to take an A battle. All he has to do is make sure that Mole himself would have had to be holding that defuse. Mole, well aware of the situation, decides to back away, rightly so. But it does mean that Orgless, they've got rifles, they've got an AWP, they've got all the things that they need to make this round happen to themselves. And Heinz, barely any utility to work with. This may well go into overtime for the 2nd time today already. This is a close series between these 2 teams.
Yeah, and the lack of AWP as well on the CT side being a bit of an issue, but Orgless are going to be able to dom that for themselves after saving it in the previous round, of course. From being able to do that. Now we will see a bit of A control once again here from the T's. They've got 3 out of the 5 players set up towards here, and they've got 2 over towards ramp as well. The smoke just going to be holding them back for the time being, but the counter flash at least to push the CTs into a more held back position as the bomb is retrieved. And let's see if they bring it back towards ramp or if they instead switch things up and go towards middle. Nice flash from the CT side. And again, they could have pushed for that really, but they're not going to choose to. And a very safe play from Heinz at the moment, just holding back and waiting for Orgless to bring the fight to them.
Absolutely, Robin going to be holding this very close angle toward Palace right now, making sure that he's not easily taken out from anyone pushing over at ramp. Cryptic's going to be the first one to push up.
Oh, what an angle.
Shut down by Robin, not going anywhere. Rattlesnake peaks, but Robin's having none of it. The Swede himself stepping on up to the plate, and now only 3 players left for Orgless. 3 versus 5. If they want to stay in this map, they've got to make this happen. But it's not looking good for Rom right now because Yenko is just waiting for this push. Will spot out the player and will shut him down. 2 terrorists remaining. Pish with the AWP going very up close and personal. But Robin Nasty managed to find one. Traded straight back though. 1 versus 4. He's got to get the single man ace right now and he's not going to be able to do it. In the end, after an incredibly close game, we don't quite go to overtime, but it's 16-14 in favour of Heinz. What a map between these 2 teams. And I've got to say, this is such a close series between these 2 teams. Honestly, on a knife edge between them. But the key thing, Heinz now taking 2 maps. Despite how close they've been, the scoreline doesn't represent that.